While the nation reflects on that day, President Trump's schedule this week has been dominated by both domestic tragedy and international diplomacy. On Friday, the President and First Lady Melania Trump visited Kerrville, Texas, to meet with first responders and local officials grappling with the aftermath of catastrophic flooding. The Guadalupe River surged more than 22 feet in a matter of hours, leading to the deaths of more than 120 people, with over 160 still reported missing in Kerr County. Among the victims were at least 27 campers and counselors from Camp Mystic, a Christian summer camp for girls. At a roundtable, President Trump said, "As we grieve this unthinkable tragedy, we take comfort in the knowledge that God has welcomed those little beautiful girls into his comforting arms in heaven." Earlier in the week, the president held meetings in Washington with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. It was Netanyahu's third visit during Trump's second term, and it came as the administration is pushing to secure a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. President Trump told reporters he believes a deal is imminent, stating, "We're getting very close. We want to have a ceasefire. We want to have peace. We want to get the hostages back. And I think we're close to doing it." During a cabinet meeting, the president also addressed other topics, expressing frustration with Russian President Vladimir Putin over the war in Ukraine, saying, "We get a lot of bulls thrown at us by Putin, if you want to know the truth." He also dismissed concerns over a potential third-party challenge from Elon Musk's new America Party, saying, "I think it'll help us." On the economic front, the administration announced a major new trade policy late yesterday. President Trump is imposing a 30% tariff on all imports from the European Union and Mexico, set to go into effect on August 1st. In letters posted to social media, the president stated that both trading partners have imposed unfair tariffs and non-tariff barriers on the United States for years, and that these new duties are intended to correct that imbalance. The move is part of a broader strategy to levy reciprocal tariffs on multiple trading partners. The president also issued a warning, stating that both the EU and Mexico would face even higher levies if they choose to retaliate by raising their own trade barriers against American goods. The administration is framing the policy as a matter of both economic and national security, aimed at reducing the U.S. trade deficit. Meanwhile, in Washington, attention turned this week to the previous administration, as a House committee sought to question the former physician to President Biden. Dr. Kevin O'Connor, who served as President Biden's doctor, appeared for a deposition before the House Oversight Committee. However, the meeting was cut short. After just 20 minutes, the deposition concluded, with Dr. O'Connor having invoked his Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination in response to every question. The committee chairman, Republican James Comer, is investigating former President Biden's fitness to serve and whether his health condition was concealed from the public. Comer stated that O'Connor's silence adds more fuel to the fire that there was a cover-up. But Democrats in the room, like Representative Jasmine Crockett of Texas, defended the doctor, arguing that he was protecting his constitutional rights and patient confidentiality. Dr. O'Connor's legal team issued a statement confirming he was acting on advice of counsel. They cited an ongoing Justice Department investigation into the use of an Autopen by former President Biden as one reason for his silence. They also stated that revealing confidential patient information would violate a physician's most fundamental ethical duty and could expose the doctor to civil liability and the revocation of his medical license. The committee plans to depose other former Biden administration officials in the coming days, including former Chief of Staff Ron Klain, as it continues its inquiry. Today marks the one-year anniversary of the attempted assassination of then-presidential candidate Donald Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania. The date is being commemorated amid the release of a new, damning report from the Government Accountability Office that outlines profound security failures by the U.S. Secret Service. The report, ordered by the Senate Judiciary Committee, reveals that the Secret Service received classified intelligence about a threat to Trump's life 10 days before the rally, but failed to share that information with other key agencies. The GAO investigation identified a series of procedural and planning mistakes, including what it called a misallocation of resources, lack of training, and pervasive communication failures that led to the near assassination. This report echoes the findings of previous congressional inquiries, including a House task force which concluded the shooting was preventable. As a reminder, on July 13, 2024, Trump was grazed in the right ear by a bullet while addressing a crowd. One man in the crowd, 50-year-old father and firefighter Corey Comparatore, was killed protecting his family, and 2 others were injured. The shooter, a 20-year-old local man named Thomas Crooks, was killed by counter-snipers on the roof of a nearby building. In the aftermath, Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle resigned, and 6 agents have since been suspended without pay for periods ranging from 10 to 42 days. The anniversary and the new report have cast a sharp focus not only on past failures, but on the current security landscape. Former Secret Service agents say the threat level against President Trump is unprecedented. Bill Gage, who served during the George W. Bush and Barack Obama administrations, told Fox News that the threat on President Trump is the greatest that any president has ever faced. Experts point to a confluence of factors, including heightened political rhetoric, fallout from unpopular policies, and threats from hostile foreign proxy groups. Some, like Gage, have specifically pointed to rhetoric from political opponents, such as California Governor Gavin Newsom, as potentially providing fodder for extremists. In response to these challenges and the lapses in Butler, the Secret Service has been undergoing significant reforms. The agency reports it has executed 21 of nearly 50 recommendations issued by congressional oversight bodies. These changes include expanding the use of surveillance drones and counter-drone technology, overhauling its radio communication networks to improve interoperability with local law enforcement, and increasing staffing for the President's security detail. Congress approved an additional $231 million in funding last year to help hire 1,000 new agents and officers. A new training facility, which would include a precise replica of the White House, is also being considered to provide more realistic training scenarios. But former agents warn that while these are positive steps, the agency is still playing catch-up, especially in adopting critical technology for intelligence gathering and secure communications.